So, a very good afternoon, everyone. So, here is Shikha again with another lecture on Linux. So, as you can see on my screen, this is the lecture number 38 of our Linux series. And in today's lecture, we will going to move forward with the storage management topic. Okay, so if you do remember that on my last lectures, I have briefed you a lot regarding the storage management, okay, and the LVM concept as well. So, today we are going to talk about what is LE and PE under LV. Okay, so today we will going to cover all these things only. So for that I recommend you all to watch the entire video until the very end in order to avoid missing any important information regarding storage management. Okay, so let's start the lecture without wasting our time. So, before starting the lecture, let me tell you one thing that suppose this is your server. Okay, so under traditional partitioning method, what we were doing, we were setting up a hard drive on our system and then we are formatting this hard drive and mounting it with any of the application or the directory. But under the LVM concept, when we are setting up any hard drive on our system, suppose this is our system and we are setting up this hard drive which is of 500 GB. Okay, so we are setting up this hard drive and we are converting this hard drive into a PV which is known as physical volume. So when you convert this hard drive into a PV which is known as physical volume, so it is also kind of a physical disk and it will also of 500 GB. So it will be also of 500 GB. After converting it into a PV, we add up this PV into the volume group. So volume group is like a container. Okay, so it's a container which will store the data or the value of your PVs. So suppose this PV is of 500 GB, so our volume group is also be of 500 GB only. So we are able to create a VG. VG. Wait a minute. Okay, so we are able to create a VG. Volume group. After that, from this VG, we can create our LVs, or should I say our partitions. Okay, suppose if you want to create 100 MB of partition, you can create from this VG by using the storage of this VG. Okay, so you can create your LV, which is known as logical volume, from this VG. Okay, so after creating a LV, we can format this LV with any of the file system. Suppose if you want to format this LV with the ext2 file system, you can do that as well. Suppose I am formatting this LV with the ext2 file system. After that, it's a time to mounting up this LV into the with the any of the directory. So for that, suppose I have created a directory known as India. So now we will going to mount up this LV with the India directory only. Okay, so that's how the LVM concept is being in process. Now it's the time to understand what we have done on our last lecture. Basically, if you do remember that on our last lecture, we have set up two PVs. Okay, we have set up two hard drives on our server and we have converted these two hard drives into the PV. Okay, so our hard drives which we have set up on our last lecture on our server, so these hard drives are of 20 GB each. Okay, so this one is also 20 GB. After that, we have converted these two hard drives into the PV and converting these two hard drives into the PV. Then we have entered add on these PVs into our volume group. Okay, volume group. So basically what happens when you add two PV into your volume group, so your volume group size has been extended. It will be extended to 40 GB. If you sum up both PV's values, so it will be 40 GB only. Okay, so that's how your volume group size has been extended. Now you can create more LVs in how much unit or value you want to create. Okay, so basically why we are creating here two PVs, why we are converting two hard drives into the PV, because first thing is that if you want to extend your volume group size, you can use two PV or another PV if you want. So okay, the third thing is that suppose if you want to suppose if you want to create a LV. Okay, this is my LV. I want to create this LV, but I don't want that my this LV should be connected or its data should be directed to my first PV. I want that my this LV data should be directed to my second PV. That's why I'm setting up a new PV. If you want that your data should be directed to the third PV, you will also able to here, you will also create another PV here. Okay, so that's how the thing is being going on. That's how we are setting up another PVs, okay, one by one. So this is the basically main process. So today we will going to see how we will going to create another PV, how we will going to set up three PV in one go, and how we will direct our storage, or should I say data, to the first PV or the second or the third in whatever PV we want. So okay, so for that, to get a better understanding regarding this concept, you need to open your VMware workstation. Log in with the root user only. So first let's execute lsblk command to check is there any hard drive has been set up on our system or not. So right now there is no fresh hard drive. So for that, first we will going to set up three hard drives in one go. To set up new hard drives, you need to come here under the setting option, and here as you can see under the memory option, you need to use option add. Okay, after pressing add option, just refresh it by hard disk, coming up to the hard disk, and next, and then simply finish it. Okay, after that just press OK. So this is the process for setting up a first only a single hard drive. If we want to add up two more hard drive, you need to do this process twice. Okay, so again come to the settings option and then add, again refresh it to the hard disk, again just next, and then finish, simply press OK. Okay, so this has been done with the second, for the second as well. Now it's time to do the process with for the third as well. Add, next, finish, and simply press OK. So as you can see, we are easily able to done with the process to how to set up a new hard drive, or if we want to set up three hard drives together, we will do these things. Now it's time to just reboot your machine. Okay, just reboot your machine. So let's wait till the time it is being rebooting up. So now our machine has been boot up. Let's log in with the root user only. So let's open the terminal. Let's maximize this. Okay. So first we will going to execute the lsplk command to check that our hard drive has been set up or not. So as we are able to see that we are able to set up 3 hard drives. Okay, so that's how we are able to set up 3 hard drive on our system. Now we will going to convert these 3 hard drive into the pv. Okay, so to convert these 3 hard drive into a pv, we can execute this command pv create. After that, just define the name of the hard drive or the path. Okay, so as we are able to know that to convert a single hard drive into a pv, we just execute this command only, but here we need to convert all these 3 hard drive into the pv. So we can execute such type of command by defining the path of each hard drive together, and then if we execute this command by defining the all of the hard drives path together, so it will be work in just one go. Okay, so as you can see, your pv has been created in just one go. You are only able to execute this command only at once. Okay, but if you do the process by separating it, like first you need to create for the first hard drive, then you need to do it with the second, and then after that for the third, just execute this command simply. Okay, to create all these hard drives into the pv. Okay, now it's time to add all these pvs into our vg. So for that we need to execute the command vg create. Name of your vg, whatever the name you want to provide to your vg, just write it here. I want to provide my vg to my vg name. Okay, thereafter you need to write the name of your pvs. Okay, so for the sdb as well as for the sdc and for the sdd, I'm executing this command in one go. Okay, all together. So as we are able to create our vg successfully in just one go. Okay, you can check it by executing vgs command. So here you can see that your vg has been created and the name of your vg is my vg, and under your vg there are 3 pvs. Okay, we haven't created any lv, that's why the lv section is 0. Okay, so now it's time to create the lv. First let's clear the screen. So to create the lv, we will going to execute the command lv create hyphen capital L. Here hyphen capital L is here being referring for the size. Okay, whatever the size you want to provide to your LV, here you need to write that. So suppose if I want to provide 500 MB to my LV size. Okay, so I will going to write here 500 M. M is referring for the MB, and thereafter you need to write the name of your LV. So for that you need to use an option hyphen n, then the name of your LV, whatever the name you want to provide to your LV. I'm here writing LV1, and after that just write the volume group name. From this volume group I want to create a LV. Okay, so as you can see your logical volume has been created. To check it you can execute the command lvs. So as we can see LV1 has been created and its VG name is my VG and the size is 500 MB. To check it in more detail, you can even execute the command lv display. So here you will see something more interesting. As you can see, it is your lv path, lv name, okay, and your vg name here. After that you can see here its size. After the size, there is also one section named as current LE. So now let's understand what is LE is being here referring. Okay. So to understand LE, let's come to the screen first. Okay. So watch out this very carefully. So basically what happens, suppose this is your LB which you have created yet, okay, from your VG. Now what happens, basically in the backend, when you create any LB, in the backend there are some LE, or should I say some boxes or the sector has been generated under your LB when you create any LB. Okay, so as you can see, this is the boxes. So okay, when you create any LB, these type of boxes are being generated under your LB. Now what happens, basically, these boxes are known as LE, and LE is being referred to logical extent. Okay, so LE is being referred to logical extent. As you know that when in the traditional method as well, when we set up any hard drive on our system, so while formatting it has generated some blocks under it. Okay, so under the hard drive the blocks has been generated. Similarly, when we create any LV, under LV there are some blocks, or should I say some boxes has been generated, and these boxes are known as LE logical extent, and under these boxes or the blocks your data would be stored. Okay, so that's how the process will goes on. And let me tell you one more thing, the size of your LE is being referred to PE, and here PE is referred to the physical extent. One more thing which I would like to share with you guys, that one PE one PE size is 4 MB. Okay, so your one box under your LB is according to is related to the size of 4 MB. Okay, so that's how the process will goes on. Now let's understand this in a better way through the practical. So for that you need to open your VMware workstation. But first we will going to remove our LV which we have yet created, which is known as LV1. To remove the LV you need to execute the command called LV remove, and then define the path of your LV. Under dev directory, I have created a volume group named as myvg and your LV name LV1. Okay, so when you execute this command, it will ask for the confirmation that if you want to delete the LV or not. So just execute Y for the yes. Okay, so your logical volume has been removed. You can even check by executing LVS command. So while executing LVS command, I didn't get any output, which means my LV has been removed. Okay, now it's time to create the LV. So suppose if I'm creating a LV of about 500, about 100 MB. Okay, so to check under 100 MB of LV, how many LE or boxes should be generated under your LV, and what is the minimum or the maximum size of your single LE. Okay, so LV create hyphen L, define the size, then your name of your LV. So I'm here referring name as LV1, and I want to create this LV from my VG volume group. So your logical volume has been created. To understand this in a better way, you need to execute the command LV display. When you execute LV display command, so as you can see, your LV size is 100 MB and current total boxes under your LV is 25. Okay, so that's how we are able to see. And single LE size is 4 MB as we have discussed earlier. To check it, you can execute the command called VG display. So here you will see that. See here, PE size equal to 4 MB and you have created a single LV from your VG. Okay, so that's how the process will goes on. Now we are able to understand if we create a 100 MB of LV. So under this LV, 25 LE would be generated automatically, and the single size of the single box size should be 4 MB. Now suppose create if I would create 200 MB of LV, how many boxes should be created under my LV? So to understand this, you can easily do the calculation Okay, just divide 4 to 200, you will able to get the answer that 50. Okay, so you can create 50, your LV should be created 50. So under the LV, 50 boxes should be created automatically. Let's do it as well. So to clear our doubt, okay, first let's clear the screen and remove the LV. LV remove, define the path, LV name, just okay. So your LV has been removed. Now we will going to create a LV of 200 MB, and I want to check that it will create 50 LE or not. Okay, just write the name. So here I'm writing LV2 and the volume group name. So your logical volume has been created. Now to check it, you can execute the command LV display. See here, LV path is that and your LV name LV2. VG is my VG. You can see here. Okay, so your LV size is 200 MB and the current LE it has generated. So it is 50. So we are able to get the answer correctly. Okay, so that's how we will able to execute the command to get the specific output according to our demand. Okay, you can even execute VG displays command to check the PE size. So basically PE size is being set to 4 MB. We can even extend it or reduce it according to ourselves. But in today's lecture, we will not going to see how we can reduce or extend its size. We will see it in another lecture. Okay, so in further lecture. Till now, just understand the PE size is 4 MB and we are able to create our specific demand LE. Okay, so that's how we will do. Now, I want to create a LV, but not just defining the size of the LV. I want to create a LV by just defining the boxes that I want to create that much boxes under my LV. So for that, you need to execute the command, but first we will going to remove the LV which we have yet created. LV remove def, my VG and the LV name. Just okay. So now we're going to execute the command lv create hyphen l. Here we will going to use small l, not the capital L. Basically, capital L is being referred to the size value, and if I talk about the small l, so small l is referred to the LE, which is your logical extent, your boxes. Okay, so I want to create 100 boxes. Okay, so I'm here referring the value 100 and the name of your LV should be LV1 and the MyVG name. Okay, so your logical volume has been created. Let's check what is the size has been provided to our LV by creating 100 boxes under this LV. So for that you need to execute the command LV display. Here you can see. Okay, so your current LE is 100. We are able to get the specific output according to our demand, that we are able to create 100 boxes on our LE. Now the size has been extended to 400 MB. Okay, so our LV size is 400 MB. Under it has LE about 100. Okay, so that's how we will execute the command. Now if you want to create, suppose if I want to create 125 LV, okay, and we all know single box has 4 MB size. Okay, and let's understand how many like what size of our LV should be created. So for that you just need to simply multiply this and you will able to get that much of MB or the whatever be the value of your LV should be created. So for that, let's understood it. So basically our LV should be created about 500 MB. To check that our answer is should be correct or not, you can execute the command here. So for that, first let's remove the LV which we have yet created. Just execute the same command. Let me clear the screen so that you will also able to see the screen. So I hope the screen is visible to you. So LV remove def my VG and the LV name. Okay, so your LV has been removed. Execute LVS command to check. So I didn't get any output, which means my LV has been removed. Now let's create a LV by defining the LE. I want 125 boxes should be generated under my LV. So here I am writing 125 and my LV name is LV my LV. Okay. and my VG name. So your logical volume has been created. You can check by executing LV display command. So see here, our answer is right. Okay, so we are able to create 125 LV and the size of our LV is 500 MB. Okay, so that's how we can do so. Now, suppose if we display VG size, for that I'm executing VG display command. VG, wait, let me clear the screen. VG display. So as we are able to see, our VG size is currently 60 GB. Okay, and if we do PVS, so see here, okay, so our first PV has only 19.51 GB free, and our SGC PV is totally free and SGD too. So here you can see only the first PV storage is used, nothing all, like means your SGD and your SGC PV has been free totally, but your SGB PV has been used a bit. Okay, so now let's understand when we create any LV. So our LV has been taking the storage of SGB PV, but I want my LV, when my LV is being generated, so it will not take the storage value of SGB PV. I want it will take the SGD PV storage value, because I think that the SGD PV is being doing work better as compared to SGBP. Okay, so if we want to divert the value or the storage setting, how we can do so? So for that, you just need to execute the command while creating your LV. So let's first remove the LV, whatever the LV we have created. So, so basically what I want, so see, this is my LV and this is my 3 PVs. Okay, this is my 3 PV. But when I have created any LV, my LV is taking the storage space of first PV, but I want my LV should take the storage space of third PV instead of taking the first one. So let's understand how we can divert the storage space. So for that, we need to execute the command LV create hyphen L, capital L, and I want it should be 1 GB. So I want to create a LV of 1 GB and the name of that LV is LV1 from my VG. I want that its storage space should be diverted to SDD PV. So for that you need to define the PV name. Okay. So your logical volume has been created. You can check by executing the command LV display or LVS. Okay. So here you can see your LV size is 1 GB and it has 256 LE and your LV has been created. Now let's execute the PVS command to check whichever PV it has been used. Okay, so here you can see your SGB storage is being free. Okay, it has now 20 GB free. Your SGC is also free. Now it is using the SGD storage. Okay, so that's how we can divert the storage space too. Okay, so it is kind of a swept storage. So at last, I would like to tell you another thing as well under the storage management topic. Okay, so when we execute VGS command, here you can see your VG name, how many PV you have adding up to your VG and your whatever the LV you have created, and at the last you will able to see your VG size and the storage space, how much storage is being free under your VG. So right now it has 58 GB storage free. Okay, so let's first remove the LV, whatever the LV have created. Your LV has been removed. Now if you execute the command VGS, so okay, so your VG is totally free now. It is not using any storage here. Okay, so your VG has total 60 GB storage free. Now you can even create a LV by writing this. Okay, I want my LV should be created 50% free, like whatever the storage in my VG has been, so it will take the 50% of your storage value of your VG. Okay, so right now it is 60, so it will create a LV of 30 GB or 29 GB something. Okay, so let's execute the command lv create hyphen l 50% free and your name of your lv1 and your VG name. So your logical volume has been created. You can execute the command lv display to check. So here you can see this LV size is 29.99 GB, which is almost 30 GB. Okay, so that's how it will create the 50% of your VG size. Okay, so that's how also you can create a LV. You can even execute the command like that as well. LV create hyphen L 50% VG hyphen n name of your LV, LV2 and my VG. So it will create another LV. Just execute. First, let me clear the screen. So you can execute the command lv display. See here, this is your lv2. Okay, so it has VG. So your LV size is now 30 GB. Okay, so it is taking the almost whole VG size and it is creating a LV of half of that VG size. So your whole VG size is 60 GB and now your LV has been created to 30 GB. Okay, so that's how also you can execute the command. In both ways, you will get the same output. Okay, so I hope you are clear with that much. Let's come to the screen. So, and I hope this lecture is very helpful to you related to storage management. And if you want more videos and updates related to Linux, you need to stay tuned with me, guys, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel Technical Cloud Knowledge for more updates. Okay, and thanks for watching.